On this episode of the Film Optix Podcast, it looks like Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are both rumored to be in Spider-Man 3. And we also have a Lego Star Wars holiday special appearing this November. So let's jump in. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Film Optix, brought to you by the Drive-In Podcast Network, where we bring you the headline hot takes of entertainment news. I'm your host, Christian, and today we will be talking about the world of film, TV, and, of course, everything pop culture related. And as always, I'm joined by my good friends and my co-host, Devin. How are you doing today, man?
Oh, that was spicy.
I know. Got the little
pizzazz on that one.
How's your week been?
Pretty good. Just been watching some Bly Manor. Got some.
I gotta get on it. I'm telling you. Is that it? Just Bly Manor, nothing else? No games? No, just chilling?
Got some catching up to do on. Why am I blanking on the name of the show we're about to review?
Lovecraft?
Yep, there it is.
Hey, yeah, man. We got the season finale coming to HBO and HBO Max this Sunday. I did not receive my last screener, by the way, and there's probably good reason for that. But I mean, I have to double check because sometimes they just appear in your inbox and you don't even realize, you don't get any notifications or anything. So it's like, what?
Yeah, I still have to watch last week's.
Oh, yeah. Last week's was perfecto. So really, really good stuff. But yeah, man, I've been been watching some Hellstrom. Got the first 5 episodes of that. Very, very good show. Like I love it. Like I was hooked. Like literally episode 1. And if you haven't, it drops out. Well, as of this recording, it'll already be out. But definitely give it a watch. It is very, very good. And what else have I been watching? I watched Batman Death in the Family. It was like the interactive DC animated movie that they came out with. It was okay. Like it was kind of just like the same sequence of events, like a bunch of like what if endings. Like there's 7 endings, but some of them are like way shorter than others. But of course, if you already know the story of Jason Todd and you know how he people already know this by now, but like with Jason Todd, the original story goes, you know, Jason Todd gets killed by the Joker, comes back as Red Hood. That is obviously one of the endings, but there are others and they're really interesting, but like they don't really go too far into it. Like the interactivity kind of kills it for me. I'm like, I like it in video games, obviously, because you know it is an interactive, you're interacting with the screen, but for film, TVs, movies, it doesn't really work.
It's so gimmicky.
It really is. And like I appreciate what they were trying to do, but I believe if you have the disc, like the Blu-ray disc, you get all 7. I think with the digital version, it's either I think it's 2. I don't know. It was weird. Like it wasn't terrible, but it was okay. Anyway, before enough rambling on with our nice little cold opening there. We got some exciting news this week, Devin. A lot of Spider-Man news. But before we get into all of that jazz, you can listen to this podcast on podcast platforms around the world, such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, TuneIn, Red Circle, iHeart Radio, and Amazon Music. You name it, we're there. Minus Sirius XM. And of course, you can follow us on social media on Twitter and Instagram at Film Optix. That is Optics with an X. Still to this day, don't know why it chose that name. I was like looking through like our old names that I was like, you know, but before we were like Broke Boy Media. And I was like, man, like, I don't know, this one kind of just stuck. So kind of stuck with it now because I'm not changing it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I ever make a new podcast, obviously new name, new everything, but here on out, we're Film Optics, baby. It's who we are. So, Devin, let's get into the comic book news. Got a bit of got some things are more exciting than others, but do you want to take this first news story we got here?
I guess so. I don't know anything about any of it, but
Nor do I. I just know you like Dwayne Rock Johnson more than me. So
I don't know who this person is. I don't know who this character is. So this should be good. Sarah Shahi has joined the cast of Black Adam, obviously starring Dwayne, the ultimate action star Johnson, The Rock.
Too high praise there, but that's
Aldous Hodge was cast recently as Hawkman. That was cool. Noah Centineo as Atom Smasher. He's pretty bad, but it's okay. So yeah, Sarah Shahi will be playing a university professor and freedom fighter leading the resistance in Kahndaq. I got nothing.
Cool. You got nothing? Kahndaq. Cool. Sorry about that, everyone. That's very weird. But yes, I got nothing on this as well. People were talking about it online. I thought you might have known something about it, and I was wrong. But it's okay. It's all right. So we have our next news story here. Just a small little one. Of course, The Boys Season 2 has officially had its season finale, and it was phenomenal. Of course, we covered it here on the Film Optix Podcast, so go ahead and check that out if you haven't already. And of course, now coming back to Season 3, we also learned was already greenlit while Season 2 was in production. And Season 3, Episode 1, the first episode will be titled Payback. Filming begins February 2021.
Who's getting this payback? That's the question.
I don't know, man. You got to just, I don't want to say too much. I don't know who has and hasn't watched, the rest of the boys of the Bois, but from what it's very fitting. It could be a number of people. So
I think
the Almond Joy. No.
I think the shapeshifter guy should get his payback.
Oh yeah, I forgot his name. Was it Chameleon? Something like that. I can't remember.
Him and Gecko should team up.
The two heroes that were wronged from the very beginning. Well, yeah, I would put Lamplighter in there, but he's MIA. So anyway, speaking of the boys news, we have Aya Cash wants to join the MCU as X-Men's Rogue, Jean Grey, or Beast. For those of you who don't know, actually, Aya Cash, she plays the new hero Stormfront in The Boys Season 2. And Stormfront in the comics of The Boys, the original of the original source material, is actually a male. So they kind of, did the whole sex change thing there, which was very welcoming. I thought she did a fantastic job, but yeah. So Devin, based off of what you've seen of Aya Cash's performance in The Boys, what would you have her play as? Would you like to see her play as Jean Grey? We get another, maybe we can get a good Jean Grey.
I'm done with Jean Grey. No more Jean Grey. They
She
can introduce one, but we cannot have more Dark Phoenixing.
It's going to happen. It's literally the most, or one of the most, if not the most.
We need a rogue. It's been so long.
We do need a rogue. Who was our last rogue? Was
whatever her name was.
Wait, it wasn't oh my gosh. It wasn't Vanya from Umbrella Academy. My God, I'm blanking on Ellen Page. Wow. It wasn't Ellen Page, was it?
Let's find out.
All right. Well, you find that out. I'm gonna keep on trucking along.
Rogue was Anna Paquin.
Okay, never mind. I was totally off.
Ellen
totally
Page
looked like her,
was
no one.
Someone else.
Oh, was she really? Oh, so I was kind of right, but not really. I don't know. Her being the Beast would be kind of cool. See, like a female Beast. That'd be pretty sweet. Yeah, or maybe the older version of
Lamplighter was Iceman, of course.
Yeah, he was. I recognize that one. Um, maybe she could also be maybe Wolverine's daughter. That'd be pretty sweet. I can definitely see her taking up some kind of form within the MCU's X-Men. I think she would do a fantastic job. But Devin, let's keep chugging along here. You want to take? Actually, no. I'll take this next one because I know you don't care too much about it. But I wanted to throw this in here, and I'll start you off with the Marvel news because that we can talk about that for a bit. So it looks like so earlier on in the year, HBO, Warner Brothers came to their senses and finally decided to move all of the DC Universe exclusive TV shows onto HBO Max. And DC Universe itself, as of now, it was a utopia or an emporium for all things comic books, whether it's TVs, movies, and actual comic book collective related goodness. So that has been reconstructed to, I believe it's DC Universe Infinite. That's the streaming service. It's now changed more over to like a comic book based service for those fans. And Titans, Young Justice, and Stargirl will get their debut on HBO Max here pretty soon. HBO Max has revealed the debut dates for Titan Season 2, Young Justice Outsiders, and Stargirl Season 1. So Stargirl, it looks like everything's kind of premiering around in November, as well as His Dark Materials. That is out tomorrow. Very, very excited for that. But yeah, I kind of wanted to throw this in here. We've seen a few HBO Max or DC Universe shows kind of sync over. I think they kind of did a test run with Doom Patrol, Swamp Thing. RIP didn't really work out. Just that entire show just didn't really. I think there's one season of it, but they tested the waters for Doom Patrol. People loved it. Of course, season 2 debuted on HBO Max, and then Harley Quinn came over as well, and now everything else is pretty much coming over. So I'm very excited because this definitely gives more of a reason to subscribe to HBO Max, and I definitely consider it to be one of the best streaming services out there, regardless of its flaws. Of course, Netflix is still king, but I think HBO is at least in the top 3. So I wanted to throw that out there, but I want to have you talk about this next story here.
I'm gonna lump these next two together because it's the same weird unknown source. So who knows
the direct.
how
MCU direct
how accurate they are. But the rumors are, according to our good friend Jeremy Conrad, that Miles Morales has been cast for the MCU.
Yeah,
doesn't know who, doesn't know when, kind of just knows he's been cast. So not much to say there, but
yeah,
the other rumor that everyone is talking about, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man 3. It's just so obvious.
It's just, I feel very mixed about this news because later on, Sony did, quote unquote, denied confirmation. I think I showed you through, who wants to do commented on it. Culture Crave kind of commented on it. They said, if we don't report on it,
calm down,
or
buddy.
if it doesn't come from an official trade, don't believe it. Okay, so everyone knows, Culture Crave means business. They only tweet out, the most reliable of information. Everyone's always accidentally tweeted out something that they get super excited about.
Yet they can't afford podcast mics.
I actually haven't listened in a while, so I'll definitely have to check it out to see if that quality has improved because, man, that was rough on the ears, man. Super, super rough on the ears. But, Sony officially responds to the Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man 3 rumor. They literally just said those rumored castings are not confirmed. So they didn't deny it. And as we've known throughout our entire lifetime, between whether it's movies, TVs, video games, literally anything. Companies lie all the time, and you can't. Well, Sony says it's okay, so yeah, everything's all good. No, do not believe anything these companies say because they literally backpedal 24/7, and yeah. So I just don't know how I feel about all of this. Like we finally get a brush of fresh air. We have Sony and Marvel working together. We got Tom Holland. He's perfect. We love him. We get Spider-Verse. That was credit to Sony. I'll definitely give them credit there. It was a fantastic movie. But we already have the Spider-Verse movie. Why do we need a live action? Because where do you go from here if they decide to bring in all of these different Spider-Men and try to do the Sinister Six all in one movie? I feel like that is way too much, and it doesn't really flush well with Spider-Man's journey on his standalone movies so far. You know what I mean?
Maybe the third iteration of Spider-Man trilogies will just always be cursed.
Probably, dude, because Amazing Spider-Man was cursed from like day one.
Yeah,
Like,
especially the second one.
Especially the second
Good
one.
thing they didn't get a chance to make a third one.
Oh, thank God.
That would have been cursed no matter what.
Ooh, very true. It was unfortunately after the second movie. Like the first one was like, okay, it's but the second one I was like, it was just not good at all. But yeah, I don't know where do you go from here? Like if all this is confirmed, you got to have 3 Spider-Men swinging around the screen. Not to mention for Miles Morales, like I feel like it's a great idea. Like if it's a small little cameo thing, like a one-off scene, I'm fine with it. But like I just don't know how all of this is like if they're like funny scenes, kind of how they did with the it was a DC like TV show type like 4 or 5-parter where they had like they had Ezra Miller come in as like the Flash for like a funny little scene. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like that's a nice little nod to the Flash in the TV show and the Flash in the movies. But I just don't really. I don't know, man. It's just
they're not going to be
confused.
Starring in the movie. It's just going to be a little cameo if it happens.
Yeah, I'm praying that that's the case. But it's like I'm telling you, three to four Spider-Men. I'm not saying that Miles Morales would be in this movie. Maybe maybe like a cameo because we saw the Prowler for a hot second in the first Spider-Man and Homecoming. But I just between that and trying to do Sinister Six, like where do you go from there? It's too much.
They have to do Miles Morales. Like that's given.
Oh, absolutely. Like honestly. Throw away Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. Give us Miles Morales instead, and I would be totally okay with that. Like I want to see Miles way more than I want to see Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire on the big screen again. That's just me. But yeah, so they are rumor castings again, not confirmed. Don't believe anything these companies say. So it is what it is. But I'll take this last bit of news before we get into the new normal here. We have the Green Lantern HBO Max series will focus on Guy Gardner, Sinestro, Alan Scott, and many more. I don't know too much about the Green Lantern lore all around, besides a few small things. But it looks like the DC comic book multiverse is set to get a shot of willpower. As this comes from comicbook.com, when Green Lantern premieres on HBO Max. It will join other DC Universe shows, of course. Green Lantern will explore the history of different heroes who join the Corps with executives Greg Berlanti teaming up with showrunner Seth Grahame-Smith to tell stories of the heroes like Jessica Cruz, Simon Baz, all that jazz. It will be co-written by Grahame-Smith and Arrowverse architect Mark Guggenheim. There we go. There's no release date yet, but they can definitely expect a 1-hour drama series that will explore the dark corners of the universe and the Space Force tasked with protecting them.
Oh no,
So
not Space Force again.
X-Force. Is that a bit derivative? Yes, it is.
I was just
But
talking
yeah,
to one of my coworkers about how awful Space Force was.
I literally
Couldn't even
got,
finish it.
yeah, I got like halfway through. I'm like, I can't do this. Like, I didn't like Steve Carell's accent that he was doing. I'm like, can you just like talk normal? Like, I get what you're trying to do, but it just isn't, it wasn't funny. I'm not saying that Steve Carell's a bad actor in any stretch of the means. I think it's fantastic in the morning show. You know, we've seen him across all other mediums as well, but I'm wasn't feeling it. Like, hey, if you like it, more power to you, but just was not for us.
Are you feeling Lego Star Wars holiday
I
special?
am. I am. Because, okay, so I was talking to Jared about this, and, you know, he was talking about how bad the original Star Wars holiday special was. It was back in like the 70s. He said it was one of the most horrific things he's ever seen in his life. But it looks like Lego Star Wars Holiday Special will hit Disney Plus on November 17th. So they're going the Lego Star Wars route, which I'm more than okay with. I think.
Give me more Lego movies. Like, besides
Yes.
Ninjago, which no one watched, the others are so good.
I forgot they made a TV show out of Ninjago as well. I was like, I didn't know what that was. But yes, it looks like Disney Plus will apparently lean into one of the Star Wars silliest moments on November 17th. It will take inspiration from the 1978 holiday special as Rey, Finn, Poe Dameron, Rose Tico, Chewbacca, and the droids celebrate Life Day in the wake of the rise of Skywalker. Okay. In the Star Wars special, we'll see Rey and BB-8 thrown into cross timeline adventures that will jump into various moments in the Skywalker saga. And we did actually see there's a screenshot out there of Rey fighting Vader, so that would be pretty cool to see. So she might meet a young Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, which is kind of already confirmed. A young Yoda or Obi-Wan Kenobi and other heroes and villains. So it's supposed to be around 45 minutes. So I think we should review this, Devin. Sounds very interesting. Like something for the holiday cheer. It's my favorite time of the year. You know, not all this gunky Halloween stuff, but yeah. Got any thoughts?
Yeah, we'll watch it. Open up Disney Plus for the first time in
Okay. That's not true because we got the Mando season 2 and
2 weeks.
We got WandaVision as well. So we got that. And we got something else too. Oh, Mulan. That's it. We got
Thank God we didn't pay for that.
Yeah. And we're still reviewing it. We're just waiting. Patience is a virtue, Devin. Very important in our line of work. But do you want to take this next bit of news?
The Star Wars Rebels sequel show, The Bad Batch, has a rumored more the direct. Okay, here we go. Let's open this up.
Apparently, I mean, I see them around Twitter, so I will give them credit for their work. But
all of them are on Twitter. It doesn't mean much.
That is very true. It's like gaming.biz.
They're saying March or April is what they're hoping for a release.
That's cool. I mean, I'll definitely watch it. I love animated Star Wars, anything. I love anything animated, so I'll definitely give it a watch. I did start watching Rebels a while ago. I think that was the last thing I actually started watching on Disney Plus after I finished the season 7 of Clone Wars. So it was actually pretty good. You know, I was kind of getting used to the skinny lightsabers, the toothpick lightsabers. They're okay. But it's pretty good. Like, you know, it's something to kind of passively watch. You don't have to think too much into it. So yeah, that is some good news there. But man, oh man, Devin, we got even more Star Wars news to talk about here. We haven't had a lot of Star Wars news to talk about at all, have we? Besides Mando, really. There hasn't been a lot out there for a while.
Mando's all that matters.
Man, this is the way. This is the way. But it looks like George Lucas had also planned to have Luke Skywalker die in his version of Episode 8 of the Skywalker saga, and I just want to say. So anyway, on page 140 of the book, Hidalgo reveals like Luke Skywalker's destiny, which was written years before the production began on the actual Episode 8. It does confirm that George Lucas had Luke Skywalker die in the middle of a chapter of his sequel trilogy, destined to become one of one with the Force, in Episode 8, regardless of who was making the film. So it is possible that Kathleen Kennedy and Rian Johnson felt a higher sense of confidence in the decision to kill Luke, knowing that the maker himself had made the decision. So, yeah. And there's a nice little image there. So it's Luke Skywalker's destiny. Yeah. So all those Last Jedi haters out there, I don't want to hear a single word out of any one of you ever again. Like
they ruined his character.
They ruined his character. That's exactly how they sound. But yes, I thought it was kind of interesting. Obviously, Rian Johnson killed it. Regardless, if you don't like it, if you do, you gotta admit it was really great. And it's one of the most divisive Star Wars films out there, which is what I think makes it so amazing, because it came out 3 years ago, and we're still talking about this. Still, usually if things don't matter that much, hit the road, whatever. Like everyone was complaining that, why are we getting a Black Widow movie if we already know that she dies? Haven't heard a peep out of anyone. So it's like, it just goes to show. I mean, it is Star Wars, but it's like, come on, guys, let's put it to rest. But it's all right. You want to take this last bit of Star Wars news?
A Mandalorian movie? ?
Gasp. Ooh, ominous.
Pedro Pascal and Jon Favreau are discussing the possibilities.
I will watch it.
This is a long article.
Yeah, it is. But it also talks about season 3 a bit there as well. That they're working on that. But I would definitely see a Mandalorian movie.
I mean, there's not a single Mandalorian media I wouldn't watch at this point. Maybe even an anime.
Oh, you got your Mando bed sheets?
Yeah, this is the way.
Mando socks. Mando book cover. Mando backpack. Everything always Mando. This is the way. But yeah, I would definitely be down for it. Of course, there needs to be a story to tell. I just don't want them to make some random story that doesn't need to be told solo. But that's fine. Whatever. It just I just want it to mean something. And we're getting this Cassian Andor, was it Disney Plus show? And I'm like, why? There was, I help me understand, Devin. Help me understand, because I don't understand why this is even happening. It just doesn't feel needed. Like if there was a need for Cassian Andor, sure, but I could have gone an entire lifetime and not have watched Solo, and I don't need to know where he got his name or the other adventures that he went through. Well,
you see, there's a smart section of Star Wars fandom that enjoys Rogue One. The smart people.
Do you like Rogue One?
Of course, it's one of the best.
I like Rogue One, but I don't like Solo. But I don't.
What was that too with Andor?
I thought he was in Solo.
He's Rogue One.
Oh my god, I'm getting my Star Wars stuff all mixed up. Either way, I did like Rogue One, but it was only for Vader. To me, he stole the show, but no, we didn't need that story, but it was a better story than Solo. I will say. So I mean, I'll backtrack a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, but that still doesn't mean why do we need to cast an indoor TV show?
Because Diego Luna's a star, and they wanted to get him out there.
I'm getting all my stuff mixed up today, man. It's a Thursday, late afternoon. You know, I'm hungry. We're both hungry. Just trying to get through this. So I apologize. I like half apologize for my rant, but I still don't think we need a side character of whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. Anyway, so we have here coming up, there's the cast of Adam McKay's Don't Look Up. His cast list is absolutely iconic, crazy here. We got Jennifer Lawrence, Leonardo DiCaprio, Rob Morgan, alongside Meryl Streep, Kate Blanchett, Jonah Hill, Himesh Patel, Timothy Chalamet, Ariana Grande, Kid Cudi, Matthew Perry, and Tomer Sicily. So that's a pretty stacked cast, if I do say so myself. Do we know any more information about this or no?
I mean, I see Adam McKay, and I'm excited.
That is very, very true. I'm just I'm excited for it. Like between this and Don't Worry, Darling, R.I.P. or not R.I.P., but it kind of sucks that our boy Shia will not be able to join Don't Worry, Darling, because of scheduling issues. But yeah, it seems like a really great cast, and we just gotta wait. Nothing's coming out of the theaters, so we got nothing but time, So you want to take this next bit of news story, Devin? I know
the Mad Max prequel, Furiosa, has casted Anya Taylor-Joy, Chris Hemsworth, and Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. I didn't really like the Mad Max when it came out, so I don't really care.
I've seen parts of Fury Road, but I haven't seen the full thing. That's all I can say.
It had so much hype, and then I watched it, and I was like, "That's it? bunch of guys in the desert, no water."
That's it, man. It's Dune. That's what Dune's gonna be. Like literally, like I've been reading through Dune. I'm telling you, I will never complain about like being thirsty ever again. Like not having water. It's crazy. But anyway, let's move on here. We have Eddie Murphy's Coming to America movie moves from Paramount to Amazon Studios. So it looks like it will be debuting on Amazon Video here. It looks like the streaming premiere date is set for December 18th, sources say, of this year. So very excited. And we also have Borat coming out very soon as well. That's coming out. What is it? It's the day before Election Day, I believe.
It's October 24th or something.
Why did someone say it was supposed to come out the day before election? Okay. Well, either way, it's coming out before Election Day. Did you vote yet or no?
I have the ballot. I just have to send it out.
Yeah, I gotta. There's a place over by me. I just gotta go up there and do it. I think I could do it at our courthouse, to be honest. So I'll just drive up there, early vote. Don't have to worry about it on Tuesday. So that'll be pretty cool. But I'm very excited.
I know what you did last summer.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. You murdered teenagers.
Oh my God. How did you know?
There's a Amazon Prime series in development based on the, I'm not going to say iconic, but known 90s
well-known
horror series. I know what you did last summer.
Yeah. Man, it's been ages. It's been freaking ages. And I think this was one of the movies like when I watched and I was like, this is so wow. I don't know. I mean, I can't really say I'm super excited. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of horror slasher fans out there. If you're excited, let us know. Tweet us on Twitter if you're listening to this. But cool. Yeah. Got anything else you want to comment on it, Devin? You're just gonna...
No.
Yeah. Anyway, we got some juicy news here, man. It's causing a lot of controversy because, I mean, of course, people can't just, release information, release news stories without there being a little bit of controversy. So it looks like, it looks like Gal Gadot will be cast as Cleopatra in the upcoming Patty Jenkins film via Paramount. Paramount, excuse me. So she will be playing not King Tut, excuse me. Cleopatra Gal Gadot, excuse me. That is set to release the same time as around Wonder Woman, if it stays in theaters. But I know there's a lot of people out there saying, oh, well, it needs to be historically accurate. But there's a lot of, we know half of Cleopatra's ancestry. We don't know everything. I'm honestly kind of okay with this, just because, I mean, we can't really pinpoint exactly to what race she was. So, I mean, they could have casted anybody. I would have been okay with it. But do you have any, comments, questions, concerns there, Doug?
I'm not a history nerd like Jared,
Normal.
so
Yeah.
But I did a quick Google search to see what people think Cleopatra actually looked like, and if it were going to be historically accurate, that'd be a really boring movie because apparently she was short and stubby. They said she was 5 feet tall and stubby. So
yeah, there was a lot of
that's not Hollywood movie material usually.
No, it is not. I mean, you get Gal Gadot in there, and people may think that she's not the best actress. I think she's a good actress, and I was listening to my friend's podcast or live streaming earlier today, Geeks of the Round Table. Shout out to Ren and Zach Pope there for their podcast. And I believe Ren was saying, he was saying this, the fact that, she is playing the superhero roles, it's fine, but it's if she was really that bad, I don't think they would have put her in a superhero role. Obviously, we had what's his face, Ryan Reynolds, great actor. And let's make Ryan Reynolds a superhero, but it was just the movie was bad. And between Gal Gadot's her pay increase from the first movie to the second one, a heavily big pay increase because I mean she was in the Fast and Furious movies, which I totally forgot about until Jared mentioned it. Again, not even just a historical or human history nerd, but he just randomly remembered that she was in the Fast Furious movies, and I was like, oh crap, you're right. But I don't know. There's just a lot of drama between it. I think it's unnecessary, to be completely honest. Can't really say that she was black because Egyptians aren't. I mean, black people aren't Egyptian, and even though they're in Africa, they do consider themselves Egyptian. They don't consider themselves African. So there's great points on both sides. But at this point, I don't really think it matters because, like you said, she was more short and stubby. That's not gonna look good for TV. I mean, for a movie. If we're being historically accurate, even for going from original source material for Game of Thrones, Jorah Mormont in the books, he is this short, stubby, hairy, creepy dude. And of course, obviously, we did not get that in the show. And Ian McKell, his first name is Ian. I'm blanking on his last name, but he did a fantastic job. They don't necessarily have to look like the person. I mean, it's Cleopatra. There's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of history there. So I'm just gonna stop talking about it. I'm happy for Gal Gadot and of course Patty Jenkins. If they didn't think that Gal Gadot couldn't act, they wouldn't put her in for that role. I'm sure there were other great contenders, but it is what it is,
Are you excited for the SCU?
The what?
The SCU.
No. No, I'm not.
Cinematic Universe.
SC, the Sandler cinematic. You can talk about this. I don't give a fuck about this.
I mean, this is just obviously him joking because he says it'll happen in 35 years.
Yeah.
He's self-aware, and I love that. He knows that
true.
His movies, for the most part, aren't high quality. And if you put them all in one universe, there'd be a lot going on. Jack and Jill, Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I love Adam Sandler. I loved him more when I was younger, but I'm sure he's a swell guy. If I ever met him, I wouldn't be shy to say hi to him, saying, I'm a fan. I just wasn't a fan of that Safdie Brothers movie.
Well,
wasn't a fan.
You're incorrect.
Ugh. Some may beg to differ, Devin, but that's okay. Anyway, we got our last bit of news here. I thought that was pretty cool to round off the new normal news here for the week. It looks like every member of Margot Robbie and Christina Hodgson's all-women screenwriters lab have sold a feature film. So I didn't even know she was hosting or Margot and Christina were hosting this all-women's screenwriter lab. So looks like each of these 6 women writers in the room marketed their first major sale following the workshop in all action genre arena, and all with commitments for distribution. This it's not only a win for representation in a male-dominated space, it is a victory for a feature film sales at a time when coronavirus has plunged the theatrical market into chaos. And I think you actually posted AMC is, I don't know if they're necessarily filing for bankruptcy, but it kind of looks like they are. I guess that whole Amazon AMC thing didn't go through.
Yeah, who knows? It's looking rough for theaters.
Streaming is the future, Devin. Video on demand is the answer. But no, it is really sad that this is happening. Of course, we would all love to go see these new movies in theaters. Get out of the house. It's important to get out of the house, whether you're leaving one place, going to sit in a dark room for 2.5, 3 hours. But yeah, it really does suck because a lot of families are coming home for people coming home for the holidays to visit their families, and a lot of people do spend the entire day at the movie theaters on Christmas Day. It's normally what me and my family do. So looks like we're going to be watching some Star Wars holiday special, some Mulan, and some Soul. Got that coming out too. So that'll be cool. A lot of fun stuff. But congratulations to the all-women screenwriter lab that Margot Robbie and Christina Hodson have been putting to good use, and hopefully it'll flourish into something even greater. So we're all done with the film stuff then. We've been talking about film for like the past 2 hours. It's only been 43 minutes, but we got a little bit of gaming news here. Of course, one of my favorite segments of the show. Of course, we're all about film, but we do like to sprinkle a little bit of gaming news in there from time to time. Do you want to take this first story, Devin?
Microsoft just saving GameStop's life. Just
throwing that lifeline.
The support healer that GameStop needed.
Would you like to phone a friend? Yes.
Microsoft is Mercy. GameStop is Reinhardt in this scenario.
There you go. Nice little Overwatch.
Reviving and healing and sustaining. Microsoft will share digital revenues with GameStop on all Xbox sales. Every Xbox that it does sell, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Sure. Digital revenues. So this does come from gamesindustry.biz, Devin's favorite place for
classic.biz.
Okay, why do you hate them so much? I just want to know. Like,
I
don't really
BIZ. It's just so sketchy.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. I mean, I can't say that they're super accurate. Sometimes they are. I mean, I mean, they're covering this story. I couldn't really find anywhere else, but it looks like those details have emerged about the partnership between Microsoft and GameStop. They've agreed that, again, the shared digital revenues. I want to see how this is actually going to work out. Like, it's kind of unclear whether this arrangement exists with Sony between GameStop. Gamesindustry.biz have reached out to GameStop for more information about that. This also, I guess, extends to pre-owned Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S consoles, with GameStop reporting to Microsoft with every unit that it sells. GameStop has to report to Microsoft now. There you go. Earlier this month, GameStop did announce a multi-year strategic partnership with Microsoft. So I guess assuming this is part of it. We don't know how long it's going to last for, but it looks like GameStop and Microsoft will both benefit from the consumer acquisition and a lifetime revenue value of each gamer brought into the Xbox ecosystem, because that is what Microsoft wants. They don't care. Like, I keep hearing people, like, I was listening to the Kind of Funny Xcast, and a lot of peers kept talking about how, people keep saying, well, Microsoft's not really giving me a reason to buy an Xbox Series X or an Xbox Series S. And I'm like, well, she's like, they kind of don't care. Like, if you have a PC, they've already done their job. They just want you into that ecosystem, because that's what it's all about. That's where all the money is, the software. Hardware, you can play on your phone, you can play on your PC. I mean, if you have a gaming PC and if you want an Xbox for the living room, you don't feel like always sitting at your computer all the time, that's totally fine. It's totally cool. Like, of course they want you to buy the box. Like, it would be awesome if a lot of people bought it, but it's not their main market strategy. And I think GameStop, them making this this multi-year partnership, I think it's going to be really interesting to see where GameStop is at least like a year or two from now. So I don't know. You got any thoughts?
I do not.
All right, let's move on then.
Yeah.
Really quick. You want to take this next one? I'll just kind of lump the last three in together because it's all this PlayStation is.
Outer Worlds sequel is seemingly in development. Does that excite you?
It does excite me. I have been playing through the first Outer Worlds. It has been a bit since I have visited back, but now that we've
Xbox exclusive could be.
Yes, it could be. They already acquired Obsidian prior, but yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, man. Like, this is a very exciting time for gaming. It's crazy, it's wild, but it's moving on here really quick. Actually, before we move on with the Outer Worlds, it is a great game. For those, if you like Fallout New Vegas, you're definitely going to love this like 1,000 times, 100%. There's DLC coming out. Hopefully, we'll just have to wait and see, man. I'm excited to see what new games, like, it's a new generation for consoles anyway. PC, it's kind of there is no generations really with PC. It's everything's just you have your you have your PC. If you want to run games better on your PC, buy new hardware to put into it. So I can't really, you can say the next generation of graphics cards are here for sure, but that doesn't discredit the previous generations because they still work. It's just, with newer games, they do require more powerful hardware. So, but yeah, it's not really, generations really aren't a thing in PC gaming. So, but looks like Burger King has revealed they will be doing a collaboration with Sony for PlayStation giveaways. Burger King reveals a PlayStation 5 startup sound and a new collaboration. So I guess Burger King, cool. Like, sure. Xbox is partnering up with Taco Bell. I did buy 2 Baja Blast yesterday. I did not win an Xbox Series X.
I mean, if you think the console wars are a thing and you're really on one side or the other, Taco Bell over Burger King, it's not even close.
Honestly, yeah. Like, I mean, like, I haven't been to Burger King in ages. Like, I think the last time I
Should
actually
not exist.
really shouldn't, because like as much as McDonald's gets crap for like, being the worst, it's better than Burger King. But I mean, regardless of where, yes, I'm gonna choose Taco Bell over Burger King any day of the week. I mean, I just no. I already have my PlayStation 5. I'm fine. I'll try to get an Xbox Series X, but it's like I'm going to Taco Bell. And like the best thing is, like, I don't have to order actual food from Taco Bell. I just have to order a medium size or a large size drink. And then you're good. I'm pretty sure with this cross promotion for PlayStation, you have to buy like an actual like meal. But this is reminiscent to, Xbox did this ages ago, but like this the Sneak King, do you remember that one?
Yeah, I do. And there's also a bumper car game.
Yeah, Burger King. Well, but you see, it's switched now because the PlayStation 4 was Taco Bell. That was the Taco Bell giveaway. And then Xbox 360 was Burger King. Well, it looks like Xbox came to their senses. But no, I'm kidding. I kid. It is what it is. But yeah, console wars, stupid thing, as Devin said. But I mean, if you're really going to, if I'm choosing between Burger King and Taco Bell, I'm going to go Taco Bell 100% of the time. But yes, I believe the sweepstakes for this cross promotion did start today. So if you're trying to get your hands on a PlayStation 5, people have won these in the past. I went up to GameStop the other day, and lady said one guy won an Xbox Series X already. So cool. I'm gonna try like maybe one or two more times just to see. But again, I just have to buy like a bunch of Baja Blasts or just any kind of medium or large size drinks. And I think you could try 3 times each day. But I'll try like one more time. If that's not going to do it, then oh well. But really quick here to round out the hour. This next news story, it's a rumor for sure. Definitely take this with a grain of salt.
Mediamarket.who/who.
Yes.
Market spelled wrong.
Market. Okay. Well, obviously, yeah, they probably did that for domain reasons, but it looks like, again, take this huge grain of salt. It has been taken down since, but it looks like a PS4 version of Demon Souls Remastered, or the remake of Demon Souls, has been listed on this Hungarian sites. I mean, obviously they have been wrong before, Devin. I only put this in here because I think it could be possible, because we've had Sony essentially just lie to consumers' faces and pumping out all this fake news saying, we believe in generations. And, they're doing all this marketing for Spider-Man Miles Morales and Horizon Zero Dawn for the PlayStation 5. Naturally, people are thinking that, hey, these games are going to be coming to PlayStation 5 exclusively. They are, quote unquote, true next-gen games made for the PlayStation 5. I can't wait to get my hands on it. Same thing with Ratchet & Clank, Demon Souls, and Sackboy. And then after the second PlayStation showcase, right after the debacle where Sony again lied to consumers and said, Jim Ryan, not Jim Ryan, I'm sorry, it was one of the other Sony execs, like, we're going to give people you're going to have plenty of time to know when to pre-order your PlayStation 4. It will not be in a moment's notice. Devin, when I watched the PlayStation 5 showcase, I pre-ordered my PlayStation that day. Again, shout out to Zach Pope for giving me the good intel there, and I pre-ordered it at GameStop. So I like my GameStop, but whatever. Either way, I feel like this could be possible with Demon Souls also coming to PlayStation 4, because again, Sony said we believe in generations, and they kind of just said, oh, psych, Spider-Man Miles Morales and Horizon Zero Dawn 2 Forbidden West and Sackboy's Adventure are all coming to PlayStation 4. That doesn't sound like we believe in generations. I get what they were trying to do. I think it's smarter to do it this way, but don't lie to your consumers about it. Like, I mean, come on now. Like, obviously, yes, you want people to buy the new hardware, but a lot of people are not early adopters. They just aren't. They're going to wait a few months, maybe a year in to buy their PlayStation 5, and that's totally fine. But that's the reason why I put that in there, because I think it could be, I think it's possible. Like, why wouldn't you? You still have an entire user base on PlayStation 4. You know, they haven't made their jump over yet. Make it a PS4 game, upgradable to PlayStation 5. Boom, you're fucking done. It's great. And then the last news story we have here, PlayStation finally gave us a little bit more of an actual look into the user interface of the PlayStation 5. It was a super short 11-minute video. They showed stuff, but it was a lot of cool little things, but I don't know if I'd be using a lot of them. I don't want to get too much into it since we are towards the end of the podcast, but one of them was like, there's a guide button to where, hey, you know, I'm trying to figure out how to get this collectible. They showed Sackboy Little Big Planet, Sackboy's Adventure, that there's like little video guides of like where you can find, you know, hey, if you're looking for this, look at this video guide, essentially, you know, trying to cut out all the forums and the websites. Like, hey, I can't find such and such in game X, Y, and Z. Where do I go? Or, you know, I'm trying to platinum this game. I'm trying to 100% this game, which is okay, I guess. But the one thing really quick I liked is that the PlayStation Store is actually integrated onto the home screen menu. So it's not a separate app anymore. But yeah, won't get too much into it there because they honestly didn't talk too much about it. They said there's going to be more within the coming weeks. So we'll just have to wait and see. So any other news stories really quick you got any breaking news there, Devin?
Got nothing.
It's very, very okay, cool. All right, so that pretty much wraps up our new show here of Headline Hot Takes on the Film Optix Podcast. Of course, I'd like to thank Devin for coming on, talking shop with me every single week about all the wonderful geek news that we need to know here at the Film Optix Podcast. And of course, you can listen to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, Red Circle, TuneIn, iHeart Radio, and Amazon Music. And of course, you can follow us on social media, Twitter and Instagram. Give us some love, give us some feedback so that we can help you in a better gaming experience. And of course, you can check out the Music City Drive-In.com. We have a lot of different reviews up there, as well as the Drive-In Podcast Network, the other podcasts that are a part of our wonderful, wonderful network. We got commentaries, we got music, Oscar talk, all that jazz is up there. And as well as sports as well, if you're a big sports guy. We got a big game coming up this week, Devin. I got a jersey riding on it.
So nervous?
Honestly, yes. Because we all know that the Steelers always perform terrible against the worst teams. It happens every year. And we still haven't had our game against Tennessee. And they're 4-0, same as us. So it's like, I think that game's next. I don't know when that game got scheduled to, but I am a bit nervous, but I think we'll be okay. Got to get that James Conner jersey, man. It's very, very important. Very important. But yeah, that pretty much does it here. And we will see you guys. Oh, Lovecraft Country review coming up. This coming up Monday is when we're going to record and either pump it out that evening or early Tuesday. And of course, our Bad Hair review will be coming shortly after that, and our Run review as well. And that was Devin. My name is Christian. And we will see you guys in the next one.
Peace.
See you later.